If you've been following the chatter about Jujutsu Kaisen, you've probably noticed the mixed reactions. Some people say the plot has fallen apart, while others can't wait to tune in each week. Why is that? To me, the answer is pretty simple but maybe a bit unexpected. Gege is amazing at quick character development. It's so good that it can feel almost calculative and pragmatic, even to the point that in just 10 minutes, a newly introduced side character can steal the audience's attention. Yes, I'm talking about the 8th episode of Season 3, where Higuruma Hiromi makes his entrance. So today let's dive into how this episode pragmatically builds up a side character. Before episode 8, the show starts using indirect characterization to strengthen the audience's impression of Higuruma. For instance, when we say that he scored 100 points, it reveals two key things. He's powerful and ruthless. Although later we learn that he doesn't actively attack others, before that moment, viewers might find him a bit dangerous. This misunderstanding actually works in the story's favor. Once you realize he's a good guy, the contrast hits harder. Another hint about his character is that his strength makes him a target for the main characters. What does this mean? It shows that his abilities are officially recognized. Naturally, the audience starts wondering, who exactly is this guy? These setups are subtle and don't spoil his true character. They just suggest there is this impressive guy and you should be excited for what's coming. Then they leave the suspense for his actual appearance. Higuruma isn't original, he's optimized. You can sum him up like this. He's very capable, he acts out of a sense of justice, and often takes on thankless tasks. This image isn't unique. It mirrors a classic portrayal of lawyers. Think about characters like Komikado from Legal High, Song Woo-suk from The Attorney, Adrian Lam from A Guilty Conscience, or Harvey from Suits when he's defeating the underdog. The plotlines usually revolve around the lawyer battling an overwhelming powerful opponent, whether that's the government or a corrupt institution, fighting what feels like unwinnable cases, all for a sense of justice. While the formula might be the same, it never fails. This method of using stereotypes to build side characters show up in other Jujutsu Kaisen characters too, and interested viewers can check out this video for further analysis. Gege skillfully captures the common traits of lawyer characters and applies them to Higuruma. This showcases a calculative and pragmatic mindset. When the character isn't the main character and originality isn't necessary, using a few market-tested labels is the most efficient way to develop them. And it's not too hard. Just identify the character's age, gender, and profession, and you can find similar portrayals from other works. Of course, this clever imitation tests the author's skill. They need to know what audiences love about these characters. Gege clearly gets it. For lawyer characters, key traits include: first, they are capable, instilling awe in the audience. They can be a bit quirky or sarcastic, adding interest. They face injustice, increasing audience sympathy. In fact, these elements can apply to many positive characters, quickly drawing the audience into their stories. Higuruma is already a side character, so focusing too much on those around him would bog down the storyline. Therefore, the author uses two methods to minimize the presence of other side characters. The first method is strictly controlling the number of side characters. Gege introduces just two characters to enrich Higuruma's development, an assistant and a former colleague. These two characters are crucial. They voice the struggles in Higuruma's life. Imagine if Higuruma had to say, "I'm so miserable, I have no money" himself. It would instantly tarnish his image as a champion of justice. Letting others voice their complaints while he quietly endures makes him appear more resilient and worthy of respect. So in this episode, the author has the assistant complain about Higuruma's low-paying job, highlighting his integrity. Meanwhile, the former colleague shares Higuruma's past, setting the stage for his big moment. And Gege wisely chooses to focus on just two characters, which is incredibly efficient. If there were only one, the perspective might feel too narrow. If there were more than two, it would overcrowd the episode. One character represents Higuruma's present, while the other showcases his past, perfectly balanced. The second way to minimize side character presence is by flattening their personalities. For example, besides providing background, the assistant and former colleague don't really have much else going on. Why is the assistant willing to take a miserable, low-paying job? We don't get into that. She's just there to work for Higuruma. The judge and police serve as pure antagonists and lack complexity too. No motivations like, if we don't convict quickly, we'll face consequences, or I started as a good person but have become corrupted. The suspect is similarly one-dimensional. the author quickly gives him two save-the-cat moments to earn our sympathy. One actually has a cat, and another looks after elderly people, and then quickly throw him into tragedy. Beyond that, they have little humanity. This might sound a bit harsh, but for the sake of those 10 minutes, it works. Gege knows that these side characters are just tools, and their only job is to highlight Higuruma. They don't need to be multidimensional. Right after the character building, Higuruma is thrown into action. He clashes with Yuji, which quickly elevates Yuji's character too. The whole process is fast-paced, with no long speeches for persuasion. Here, Gege took a shortcut. By establishing that Higuruma can see the truth behind Yuji's action, the battle wraps up the moment Yuji acknowledges his own killings. This plot's efficiency lies in the fact that the audience already know how Yuji came to kill, so there is no need for lengthy explanations, which streamlines the narrative. Plus, Higuruma isn't just convinced, he reconnects with his own principles through Yuji's actions. This reinforces Higuruma's character. He's not just reforming, he inherently possesses noble qualities. This moment allows both characters to enhance each other. Yuji's character deepens, and Higuruma becomes more well-rounded. Looking at Higuruma's narrative, it's clear that the author embraces a pragmatic approach to side characters. Quick development, immediate use, and cutting away anything unnecessary. This might sound a bit cold-hearted, but this pragmatic approach demands a lot from the author. They have to be acutely aware of what audiences want to see, which characters are truly essential to the plot and which can be left out. However, pragmatism can also be a double-edged sword. It can help find a creative direction quickly and push forward with full force. If that direction aligns with the audience's preferences, everyone is happy. But what happens when that direction strays from our expectations? I believe you all have your answers in mind. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.